How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Caffeine podcast. I'm your host, Connor Wells. I am a photographer, videographer, and podcast producer. I talk about all these different things, interviewing fellow creatives and just learning more about that creative life and hopefully giving you some value with that as well. Now, it is the new year. It is 2024. I always love the start of the new year. I don't know why, I feel like a lot of people do. They just get super motivated. Like, start of January, get super motivated, start crushing goals, a few late nights working and editing, those sketch boy hours, you love to see it. But that's what today's episode is about, setting goals for 2024. I thought, let's get this episode in nice and early for series 2. Let's talk about some goals and some things to do. Now, this is probably going to be a two-parter because I've got a lot to talk about when it comes to goal setting and specific areas when it comes to setting goals, when it comes to A, your business, and B, your personal life and health and all that sort of stuff. So let's not beat around the bush, let's get into it. So the first one is, I think, one of the most important, and that is reflecting on 2023 as a year. So have a little discussion with yourself, have a little think, maybe make some notes and stuff, grab a drink, grab a snack, make some notes. And, think about the importance of looking back at the previous year and evaluate what worked and what could be improved. I think of it's one of the things that actually stuck with me in school, and I didn't really enjoy school really that much. But when it came to reviewing our work, they'd give us this thing called WWW and EBI. So what went well and even better if. So whenever it comes to a project, a video shoot, how I've worked with a client, and basically the year, I go over what went well and even better if. So if you want, share in the comments on Spotify, on YouTube, share any personal experiences and insights you gained from 2023. And have a little think about, what you can carry into, what you can bring into 2024, what you can bring into the new year. And then, stuff that you want to leave behind, whether it's personal stuff or stuff with your business, figure out, what went well and what could be better if you did this or if you did that or didn't do this, didn't do that. Point number 2 for me is define clear business objectives. So what does that mean? So that means break down your business side of being a creative professional. So your marketing, your client acquisition and financial goals. Now for me, 2023 was a very, very good financial year. I made more gross income than I did in 2022, so that is a positive. I did invest in quite a bit of new camera gear, so obviously those are business expenses, but I got a whole bunch of new clients. I got a whole bunch of new retainer clients, a bunch of referrals, some lovely reviews from existing and past clients, which is all great. Marketing, I think, although I did get a lot of work, and a lot of that was through word of mouth and just people seeing the bits of work that I posted, but my goal for 2024 is to post more work and really concentrate on marketing. So I might put together some ads to run on Instagram or Facebook. I might, do some more talking head videos, some more professional videos to sell my services, to put up on YouTube, to put up on TikTok, on Instagram and the Facebook page that I have. I don't really post anything specific for my Facebook page. It's usually just cross-posting from Instagram. So when it comes to setting clear business objectives, emphasize significance of setting specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and time-bound SMART goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So SMART goals. So think of specific goals. So whether it's, bring in more money, getting more clients, getting that camera that you've always wanted, getting that lens, or, if you're not full-time yet, making that step or making a few steps towards becoming full-time. Measurable, figure out, how long that's going to take, how long until you can go part-time with your job and go part-time photography, part-time videography or editing, or full-time photography and full-time videoing and editing. make sure it's achievable. So if like you've picked up a camera, you've been using it for a few months and you think, yeah, just like that, I'm going full time, pack it all in, quit your job, that's not really achievable. You may have bills to pay, you may have other financial commitments. If you've not got that income there, that's definitely not achievable yet. You need to take a few extra steps. Relevant as well. If it's not relevant to the growth of your business, don't do it. Don't concentrate on it. If it's not relevant to yourself personally, whether it's health or your own goals, or if it's not relevant to your business and growing your business, expanding your business, don't focus on it. You've got better things to focus on. And obviously, time bound. Make sure it doesn't take up the entire year. Maybe some things are the entire year, but if it's, say, focus on getting, let's say you've got 3 retainer clients that you shoot for every month. If you want to get 7 or 8 or 9, figure out how long is that going to take. So number 3, this is definitely something I want to develop for myself, and that is portfolio and skill development. So talk about the importance of continually improving your craft. Learn every day. They don't always teach this stuff that we do in school and college. Like, I was never taught about photography, videography and editing in school. I didn't take it in college. I took a different course. I actually took music in college, which was interesting. But figure out how you can improve your craft. Figure out how you can learn. For me personally, that is consuming more content. Consuming content from creators who you really, really love. Consider, watching creators that inspire you. You look at their content and like, damn, I want to make videos like that, or I want to take photos like that. Research those people and see. Obviously, don't copy, make it your own sort of style, but learn how they do sorts of things. Like, look at a video and think, wow, how did they edit that? So figure out new techniques and ways that you can improve your craft, especially whether it comes to photo or video and editing as well. Discuss strategies. Think of strategies for expanding and diversifying your portfolio. So if you're just starting out in photography and you just do portraits, maybe start doing some pet photography, or try your hand at second shooting or shadowing a wedding. All of these little notches on your belt are going to be really, really beneficial. I'm in the belief of don't just do one thing. I know there's lots of people that just do weddings, or just do newborn photography, maternity, boudoir, all those sorts of things. Or when it comes to video, just do music videos, just do weddings. I feel like you should try your hand at everything, especially when just starting out, because it gives you so much more life experience and job experience that if someone comes to you and says, hey, I've got X amount of budget, I've got this sort of timeline, I want to shoot this, make this, and want it to look and feel like this, and you say, I have not really shot that sort of stuff before, pass it over to someone else, that's cool, you're helping someone else. But if you've, say, shot a live music session, or you've shot a gig, you've shot a wedding, you've done some portrait photography, and you can say, yeah, I can do this for you, that's perfect. That's a big win. So yeah, strategize for expanding and diversifying your portfolio, as well as acquiring, new skills relevant to photography and videography. Number 4, and this one is very, very important. This is one that I think I am doing okay at, and that is building an online presence. There's multiple ways to do this, whether it's have a website, have a Google business page set up, social media. So explore the role of social media and online platforms in today's creative industries. So if you're a videographer and an editor, obviously you're working with video, post those videos online, build that presence, use your social media as another form of portfolio, because that's what it's there for. If you don't post, I've said this in numerous podcasts before, if you don't post, you don't get work. You may be the best editor in the world, but if no one sees your work, if you don't have an online presence, it's not going to matter how good you are. You need to post your work, you need to post your photos, you need to post your edits, all that sort of stuff. You need to optimize and maintain a strong online presence to attract clients and collaborators. So if you've made a video for someone, for example, I shoot for this chicken shop in my town. I shoot for them pretty much every week. We do some photos and we do like a cook through video, you know, whether it's like an ASMR, just cooking up a recipe, talking about it at the end. I'll often ask them, tag me as a collaborator, because that will appear on my Instagram timeline, it will appear on my grid, and people can see that I'm tagging it, I shot that video, I shot that photo. Or if they don't tag you, upload it yourself. If it's in your TOS, if it's in your terms of service and you've got, you know, prior agreement and or like permission from the client to say, yeah, you've done this shoot for me, I've delivered you the photos, but can I post them myself? Get that permission. It's always very good. You know, put it on your portfolio, put it on your socials. Share your work. If you don't post, you don't get work. Number 5, this is one that I'm not too keen on. I'm not the best at it when it comes to like those sorts of like events and sort of stuff. It's not usually my cup of tea. I'm quite an introverted person. I don't just go up to people and go, hey, this is what I do, making conversations. I prefer the social side of things, back and forths. Weirdly, lockdowns and stuff, I loved Zoom calls. I loved setting up my camera like this and hopping on a Zoom call. I still do that now. But number 5 is networking and collaborations. So the power of networking within the creative community, it is vast. It is vast. If you've got yourself a really good network, a really good circle of fellow creatives in your area, the scope of work is endless. Not everyone is available 24/7. So for many cases, someone has come to me, they've said, hey, I want to do a shoot this day. I want to shoot, 10 Instagram reels, some social media content, some photos. They may come to me with a really specific date. I might already be booked that day. So I can pass that on to my fellow creatives, giving them work. And more than likely, they will return the favor. Countless times somebody's come to me and said, I reached out to this person, I've reached out to that person, and they recommended you. Are you available? As they weren't. They were shooting a wedding that day, they were shooting this that day, or they were editing. So build a really, really good network of creatives, because you might need an extra pair of hands on a shoot as well. You may need, for example, going back to point number 4, you might need some marketing materials, you might need some BTS content of you shooting, of you carrying out a photo session, a video shoot. They might be able to help you film that sort of stuff that you can post on your socials. So yeah, build meaningful collaborations with other creatives, businesses and clients as well. If you have a really good client relationship, if it becomes more than just like, client A, client B, if you become, friendly with them, I don't mean like crossing boundaries or anything, they're messaging you late at night asking for edits. That really just depends on your relationship with the client. But if you talk outside of work that's not about work, if you're sending memes to each other on the Instagram DMs, if you build that good relationship, they're more than likely to recommend you to their friends, to their other businesses that they are aware of. So have a good, strong connection. I've got a group chat for other videographers. We share our work, we get CCs, constructive criticisms on that work, and most of the time we just share great photography and videography related memes and just bitch about our clients sometimes, but it's good to have that network. So moving on to point number 6, and that's probably the last point. I might split this into 2 episodes, we shall see, but this is very, very, very key. If I zoom out and look at 2023 as a year, the balance definitely wasn't there. And point number 6 is balancing creativity and business. I think it's really, really important to have those creative projects, that spec work, that project, that shoot that you've done for yourself, that wasn't for a client, it was just because you wanted to make something cool. And I didn't really do that this year because I'm only 3 years into my business, and my still main drive is, building that client base, building my network and getting that income in. which is great. But I definitely need to set aside some time to create passion projects. And I know I did one this year. If you follow me on my socials, I'll leave that in the link down below or on the video here on YouTube. I did a little Halloween shoot, so I was like bored one day. I had no shoots. I was all up to date on edit, so I was like, screw it. I'm gonna message my friends and see, are you guys down to do a little Halloween shoot? So we bought some bed sheets, we bought some black sunglasses, and I dressed these guys up as ghosts. We went to an abandoned building, shot a few Instagram reels, took some photos, got some smoke grenades, which was great fun. And that was a real passion project. That didn't have any intent or purpose behind it other than just to have fun and create something cool. That was the plan. And I plan to do more things like that, whether it's like, shoot a music video for someone, do a photography, a photo series, or even like a little short film or something. That's definitely something that's on the cards for 2024. So yeah, actually, do you know what? I'm going to carry it on. I'm going to carry on to point number 7, but before I do that, finish off point number 6. So if you've got any like personal stories or advice on finding the right balance between creative expression and commercial viability, drop them in the comments below. Do you struggle with that? I definitely do. I'd say for me, it was 85% client work, and then 15%. I think the maths is right on that. 15% on creative work, and that can be my Instagram reels that I make, the self-portraits that I'll take of myself, or just going out and shooting with friends. I didn't do a lot of that this year, just because I was busy. Lots and lots of client work. So yeah. Drop a comment down below and let me know what tips have you got for maintaining that balance. Number 7 is time management and productivity. This is definitely something that I pride myself on as very good. I don't know about you guys listening, but time management is always pretty good for me. So for me, whenever it comes to when I've done a shoot, when I've been sent some footage to edit, lots of people use like Notion, Slack, and all that sort of stuff. I simply just use Apple reminders on my MacBook. I've got a couple of lists here. I've got reminders, which is usually like my personal day-to-day stuff, or little things that I need to do in a business. So for example, if I've done a journey to a shoot that's 3 or 4 hours, I've got to pay a toll. I've got a reminder there to make sure that I pay toll charges or pay parking tickets or something. That sort of goes within the business, but more of an admin side. And then I've got work to do. Now I break that down literally in order of when I've done the shoot. So let's say I've shot for somebody called George. I need to edit their photos and reels. Then that goes to the top of the list, providing there's not stuff prior to that I need to edit. Or say if I've done a photo shoot for someone, they want literally a next day edit. Very uncommon, but if they do, rush fees people, they are key. Rush fees. If they want a next day edit, that shoot instantly goes to the top of the list. And that's how I prioritize my editing and my work. So yeah, that's one of my main tips when it comes to time management. Like blocking off time for yourself. If you're shooting every single day, if you work, say, if your goal is to work Monday to Friday on your business and have the weekends to relax, if you've got a shoot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, when are you going to find time to edit that? So I may get these inquiries to do a shoot on a Thursday. I've got a shoot Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I know that I need to set aside Thursday to begin the post-production, begin the editing, making the selects of those 3 shoots that I've done this week. Because if I book a shoot every day of the week, I'm not going to find time to edit. And then that time management just goes completely skew with. I know that I'll be up really, really early in the morning editing, or going to bed really, really late at night, trying to squeeze in time to get that editing and work done. It doesn't even have to be editing. It could be admin. It could be replying to emails. It could be sending invoices, chasing payments, all these sorts of things. Block off time for them. For myself, I have Monday to myself to shoot creative content for me, whether that be my Instagram reels, and then I use or photos to Instagram. building my content calendar, getting everything scheduled, and then I use the latter part of Monday to do admin, send emails, confirm bookings, take a look at revision notes and all those sorts of things. So those are just some tools and techniques for boosting my productivity and time management. When it comes to productivity, do not disturb on the phone and laptop is the greatest thing. I don't want to get like random phone calls whilst I'm in the middle of an edit. I might be in flow state. I might be, really into an edit. I don't want disruptions. I don't want those disruptions because then it just flows you out. It just gets you out of the flow. And that ain't great. So do not disturb. That is one of my key tips. Do not disturb on the phone. Fantastic feature. Shout out Apple for doing that. Number 8, is financial planning and budgeting. Now, as videographers, photographers and editing, we're always wanting new gear. As you can see, I've got my cameras behind me there. I've bought a lot of gear this year, only because, one, my business is growing. I need that sort of gear to fulfill the jobs that I want to do. But yeah, as soon as like Apple doing a new event and they announce a new faster MacBook, I'm like, oh, I need it. But then, just zoom out and concentrate on, am I doing the work on this laptop that's not a pain in the ass to get from A to B? Is it fine? Then yeah, if it'll do for now, make it do for now. If I've got a camera, say my 2 Sony A7 IVs, I've got 2 of them. They are limited when it comes to the 4K slow motion. So I was like, I need something that shoots uncropped 4K 60 and 4K 120, which is why I've got the Sony ZV-E1 that I'm filming on right there. Fingers crossed it's not going to overheat. I've had a couple of overheating warnings on that, so we'll see how we go. But it's very, very significant to have financial stability and planning to be a creative professional. You need to know what you've got coming in each month or each week, and what your outgoings are. For me, I use Wix to do my invoicing, so I can see what I've got coming in, what's overdue. If a client's paying me late, I know what invoices are overdue. I also know on my banking app, I don't know where you are in the world, if you've got online banking and stuff, I can see what upcoming payments I've got. I know what that is each month, and I know what I need to be bringing in each month to make ends meet. So make sure you've got like a budgeting spreadsheet, very, very handy, and especially when it comes to tax as well. For me, I put away a little bit more than I should when it comes to tax. I put around 25 to 30% of each job. Each job that comes in, whether it's a photo session, video shoot, editing work, 25 to 30% of each job, of each income goes away to tax. That's set aside, goes off into a different bank account to accrue interest for the rest of the year for when tax is due. I know you're only meant to put, need to put 20% away here in the UK, wherever it is in the world for you, I'm not sure. But for me, I just put a little bit extra away just in case. So definitely focus on budgeting. Set your rates as well. I know this year that I'm going to be raising my rates. I've got a family now. I've got a little boy on the way, so I'll be raising my rates. And also, I'm just going to be very, very busy this year. I know that this year is going to be even busier than 2023. So I need to, up my rates so that, say, if I do lose some clients, I'm still earning the same amount of money. If you raise your rates by 50% and lose half your clients, you're still earning the same amount, but you've got more free time to develop your business, grow your business, take some days off, spend it with the family, or, work on those passion projects. Also manage what your outgoings are. If you've got, say, Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube Red, or whatever YouTube Premium is called now, focus on, do you need all of those? Obviously, as creatives, we may have a lot of monthly outgoings. If you're editing on Adobe Premiere, you've got that monthly fee. If you edit on Lightroom and Photoshop, you've got that monthly fee. You've got copyright-free music, stock footage, all different assets that could be monthly or yearly outgoings. So make sure you've factored them in into your budget of outgoings. And obviously, if you're doing it well, the income is a lot higher than that. And the last point is tip number 10. And I think that is very much swept to the side and brushed over as creatives, and that is health and well-being. For me, health and well-being is very important. Yes, we may have some late nights editing. It's inevitable, guys. It's inevitable. For me, as annoying as it is, I am much more creative in the evening. I can speed run an absolute monster of an edit in the evening, whereas during the day, for some reason, I just feel slower. I don't know why. My creative, levels just aren't as high when it comes to during the day compared to the evening. I am much more productive in the evening. No idea why. I hate it, but it is what it is. So, listeners, if you take notes, it is important. There is a huge importance when it comes to self-care and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Work-life balance is very tricky to maintain, but for me, I make sure that unless I've got a shoot and that's booked in, if I'm here in the office today, I know that I'm going to be done leaving the office by like 4:30, going to do the bits that I need personally wise, whether it's chilling at home for that evening, or kicking back, playing a bit of Grand Theft Auto, or going to the gym. I need to make sure that I've set aside time to keep a little bit of a balance when it comes to healthy lifestyle. Let me know some of your strategies as well. For me, going to the gym, taking time to step away from work, especially in the evening, maybe even in the morning. I might wake up late, have a bit of a lay-in, and just crack on with some work later in the afternoon. All of these little things help me avoid burnout. Now, I've burnt out before. It's not fun. It literally made me resent my work. I did not want to pick up a camera. I did not even want to look at my laptop. I didn't want to see a Final Cut timeline because I was burnt out. I was doing too much and I wasn't focusing on my health. I wasn't exercising, and that work-life balance was not balanced at all. It's very hard to maintain a work-life balance, but having a work-life balance ensures long-term sustainability in a demanding field. Because let's face it, we work a lot of the time unsociable hours. If you shoot gigs, if you shoot events, you could be at a venue all day and night. So, you might need to take the next day off to relax and, re-energize. If you've been shooting all week, you need to set aside, some days, some hours to actually get that editing done, or, just move it off into next week and, just recover, go to the gym, go for a walk, have a family day. All very important. So, I hope you found this episode helpful. If you got some value from this episode of the Creative Caffeine podcast, don't forget to follow the podcast and drop a rating on Spotify, drop a rating on Apple Podcasts. That really helps. We had a really cool I miss YouTube Rewind in some aspects. We had a really cool Spotify Wrapped, so thank you very much everyone for tuning in and listening. Don't forget to follow the socials and also drop some comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see on the podcast. We got some really cool guests coming up this year, so make sure you follow the pod, and I'll see you on the next one.